All right, welcome to Pick and Roll Coach Spotlight. Shawn Schreffler from Chambersburg joins us. And Coach, gosh, this is your 22nd year at Chambersburg. Your team having a pretty fine season so far. Why don't you fill us in on your team this year, who you like, and what you expect out of this group the rest of the season?
Well, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate being on here. I'm a big fan of LL Hoops and what you guys do for hoops in Central Pennsylvania. And man, the people in the Lancaster Lebanon League are just so fortunate to have you guys doing something like this. I'm just very, very envious of what you guys do for the LL and all of basketball in Central PA. So thanks for having me. I appreciate being here. I'm really excited about our team. You know, last year was really rough, and I felt very badly for the group of kids that we had because they didn't have the off season like we typically would have. And as a result of that, we started out a little slow. I mean, we started playing some really, really good basketball teams at the beginning of the season, and you know, it taught us a lot about ourselves. We weren't successful in terms of wins or losses, but we grew. And by the end of the season, I thought we were playing really, really good basketball, just not good enough to get into the playoffs. So this year we had a normal off season, what we typically are able to do in the spring, you know, summer and fall. And that has really helped this group out a lot. We also returned one of our players, Eli Shear, who was hurt last season, and he's added so much to our team. But I really like the pieces that we have. We've got a lot of pieces that have continued to grow for us throughout the season. So I'm just looking forward to us continuing to grow. We play in a very competitive league, you know, in the Mid-Penn, and every night is a really tough basketball game. So that helps us as well. And our non-league schedule, I think, is really tough too. So we'll just continue to try to get better each and every night out, whether it be practice or games, and see, you know, where we're able to take this thing.
Go ahead, Dell.
Well, hey, Coach, I got a couple. I always look at it from a coaching point of view, although I'm, you know, part of the media anymore. Tell me a little bit about the geography of Chambersburg. Like, you guys are in the southern end of Pennsylvania. Do you in the off season, do you go down into Maryland and play different teams, or do you kind of stick to yourselves? I always thought Chambersburg had a really nice place because they are where they're at. You're kind of isolated and nobody seems to point the finger at you until it's too late.
Well, you know, I think there's definitely pluses and minuses, Dell, with where we're at. You know, I'm envious of someone who, you know, might play, whether it be in Harrisburg or York or Lancaster, in that they have a pretty short drive to a lot of different schools. You know, they can jump in their vehicle and go 30 minutes in any direction and face a bunch of 6A schools. And we don't necessarily have that here in Franklin County. So yeah, we take advantage of being able to get down to Hagerstown fairly quickly. So we'll do a lot of things in the Hagerstown area. We typically play in the summer league at St. Maria Goretti High School. Okay. And St. Maria Goretti has a great program playing in the Baltimore Catholic League. And they bring in some really good teams in the summer for us to play against. So that's definitely something that we take advantage of. It's not, you know, it's probably as close for us to get to Martinsburg, West Virginia, and also to get to Frederick, Maryland, as it is for us to get to Harrisburg. So, you know, there's times that we'll go down into those cities and play down in there as well. So we certainly take advantage of that aspect of the geography, but where we may, you know, lack some of the things that maybe teams that we play against might have. But like you said, that might be a benefit to us.
Yeah, that is a very interesting area because actually you can get anywhere between 4 states within about a half an hour. I mean, you know, between Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, and then Virginia, just bingo, bango, bongo there.
Yeah, we've, you know, we have some AAU teams that we put together basically of our kids as they were growing up. And a lot of times we'll travel down to like Harrisonburg, you know, Virginia. And that's a really easy 2-hour drive right down 81 to get there. and play against some quality opponents. We'll go to Winchester as well. So certainly, being able to jump in a car and drive down 81 and within an hour travel through 4 different states, that's pretty neat.
Hey, Bruce, I want to hop in because
Yeah.
I get sharing stories with guys. So, Coach, I coached in Winchester for 4 years in the junior high program. And that area has great basketball. I mean, the high school basketball kids. I coached junior high. And I walked in and I had kids dunking in 8th grade. And I'm scratching my head. I'm like, does everybody do this, or is it just like me? And I found out that in that area that it's really, really good. It's ACC type of basketball. It's not that power play that we see in the Big East, and that's changed a little bit. But just kind of, it's kind of cool to hear you say some of the teams that I scouted and things like that. Let me talk to you about your schedule. I looked a little bit. You split with Cumberland Valley. You lost to Cedar Cliff early. I saw Cedar Cliff this weekend. How do you guys stack up against the bigger teams? Do you have some height on your roster? Can you talk about your kids?
Well, our biggest player is actually a freshman, and he's played tremendously well for us. He had 25 yesterday against Harrisburg, which is his biggest scoring game of the season. He's had 2 or 3 double doubles, on the season between, scoring and rebounding. He provides, a shot blocker actually at the back end of our defense, which is awesome to be able to have that. We've got other guys, who are willing to sacrifice their body and take the charge and take the hit, but he's someone who can send the ball back at you when you come down the lane. So we really have taken advantage of him and utilizing him. He's got great energy. He's a freshman, and so he's got energy to burn and plays, really hard and runs the floor really well. So that's not that's the extent of our height, but certainly playing against Cedar Cliff and playing against Cumberland Valley, those are 2 challenging things when going up against those 2 teams, because CV has some really good interior players who have just wreaked havoc on opposing teams, and certainly Cedar Cliff has the same thing. So you've got to make sure that you're well prepared when going against those teams, because they can really hurt you with their interior play. We lost to CV the first time, but then came back and got them the second time at home, which we were really pleased with that win, because I think they're a really good basketball team, and they're playing even better now.
Yeah, it's you have we talked at the beginning of the show here. You've coached for 22 seasons. You have over 300 wins. What's your most memorable experience in basketball?
Oh man, the thing probably I always go back to is just when I was a kid. I had some tremendous experiences as a child. My first memory of a Christmas present was a basketball that I received from my parents. It was a 76ers basketball. And when I was in elementary school, our elementary school went to 6th grade, and as a 5th grader, our phys ed teacher chose me to be a captain of a team, and I was the only 5th grade captain, and I was the Milwaukee Bucks. So that started a lifelong love of the Milwaukee Bucks. My mom and dad both drive bus, and so after school, a lot of times I would just be able to stay in the gym with the phys ed teacher and my math teacher and my science teacher, and they would just allow me to go in and shoot or play pickup with them. And I used to do that every single day. And I had such a love for basketball and a passion for it. And I love baseball as well, and football, and I played, all 3 sports. But basketball was just my passion, and it's taken me to a lot of great places, met a lot of really, really good people. And certainly we've had some tremendous success, at Chambersburg, but a lot of the losses kind of stick with you as well, more so sometimes than the wins do.
Hey, Bruce, let me follow up, because Coach wasn't going to give you one. So he's good at the coach speak. Anybody that does 20-some years, he can maneuver around any question at any time and make it look like he answered the question, but that's okay. Well, I'm going to pin him down on something that he will answer for me, I think. I'll say, Coach, so you're coaching. Tell me what your favorite motto is to your kids, or your favorite saying, you know, as a general whole when you're coaching your team.
Right now, you know, it kind of changes from year to year, you know, based on the kids that we have and the makeup of our team. I'm sure that there's certain things that, you know, if you say Chambersburg basketball, certain people think, oh, we're going to see this out of them. But I truly try to change every season based on our personnel, and you know, I'll pull, you know, things from a playbook that we did 2 years ago and we don't do it anymore. You know, it doesn't work for this group of kids. So right now, kind of the biggest thing is just a real quick phrase is respect all, fear none. Just making sure that we're respecting everybody we play, no matter who the opponent is. We're doing our due diligence in the film room, you know, watching film, making sure that we know our matchups, making sure that we know who we are, and playing to our strengths on the floor, but not being afraid of anyone, understanding that, you know, we're a pretty good basketball team. And if we go out with that confidence and that preparation, we have a good shot at being successful.
Hey, Bruce, I told you I could get him to answer that. Took a while for him to get there, but I knew he would get there. Thank you, Coach. Go ahead,
You're
Bruce.
welcome.
Yeah, no, Coach. I tell you what, you know, these interviews are designed to really, obviously, focus on the team, but focus on, you know, the coaches as well, to kind of, you know, obviously peel away a few layers of the onion there to really kind of find out what coaches are like and why their teams are the way that they are, because most often they're reflecting the personality of their coach. And I can understand why Chambersburg has been a successful program, just talking with you here, you know, this short amount of time, your love for the game and your passion and that. So listen, thank you very much for your time. You know, try and keep this short and sweet since it's on the weekend and this is your day for your family and what have you. But thanks so much. The show will air, you know, Wednesday at 7:00. And hey, you know, hopefully you know, I can shake your hand on the court there at the Giant Center, you know, when it comes down to you know, a district championship. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care now, gang. All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.